All right, fifth grade, Thursday, here we are. So we are on the European Traveler Project. Today is the last day. It's the last slide for our project. Today what we're going to do is we're going to find two bad things that our heroes or our travelers did, and then also two good things. Okay? Once we do that, we're going to decide if our traveler was a hero or a villain, and we're going to back up our reason with evidence. Okay? Now I know that I said I believe my hero is a hero. That doesn't make sense. What I meant to say here is I believe my traveler is a hero or a villain because why? Okay? If you remember the first day that we did this, I talked about Leif Erikson as my example. The second day I talked about Christopher Columbus. The third day, you can see here, I talked about John Cabot. And the fourth day, I'm going to talk about Ferdinand Magellan. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with two bad things that my traveler did. I'm going to talk about Ferdinand Magellan, some negative things about him. Okay? So I'm going to look up negatives of Ferdinand Magellan. Now, you will type in, instead of Ferdinand Magellan, you will type in whatever person you had. You can type in Leif Erikson, Christopher Columbus, John Cabot, Ferdinand Magellan, whichever one you picked. Okay? The first thing here is looks like he really wanted people to join Christianity. When a king named Lapu-Lapu refused to convert, Magellan's men burned his village on the island of Mactan. All right, so it looks like he burned down villages that refused to follow Christianity. So the Christian faith. If anybody was not the Christian faith and they didn't want to, looks like he burned down their villages. All right. Also, so that's right here on Google. That's an important one right there. Usually we'll find a good answer in this little square or this rectangle here in the beginning. You might have to go down to a few other websites. This one here, Mental Floss. This is one that I read pretty often, so I believe what they have to tell me. One thing that I know about Ferdinand Magellan is very interesting. His voyage would not have been approved were it not for his interpreter and slave, Enrique. All right, so he used his slave as his interpreter. Yes, I spelled it right. All right, so his own personal slave, Enrique, was his interpreter. Okay, owning a slave, obviously, that's a bad thing, right? Having a slave, slavery is a bad thing. His slave was his interpreter. Okay, two good things that my hero did. All right, so I'm going to actually change the question here. Instead of negatives of Ferdinand Magellan, I'm going to say positives of Ferdinand Magellan. Now, you can say positives of, and you can say whoever your traveler was. Leif Erikson, Christopher Columbus, John Cabot, Ferdinand Magellan. Okay, now we know that he was the first person to circumnavigate the globe. It's important. He was the first person to circumnavigate the globe. Okay, it's very important. First person to go all the way around the world. Right? We know that he did die in the Philippines, but he was he was kind of the leader of his group that went all the way around the world. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, this is history.com. You've probably seen this before. History is a really important site. Okay, had a multinational crew, had a lot of different people from a lot of different places. Okay, let's see what else here. Let's get this out of here. What else is interesting? Looks like he was considered a traitor. That's interesting. Looks like a lot of his people left the expedition. They didn't like him. It says that he had claimed that they had seen giants in South America. 10-foot tall people. That is not true. Another thing here, Magellan gave the Pacific Ocean its name. Right? If you're somebody who's been to California before, or Mexico, or Oregon, or Washington State, even Canada, there's an ocean there, right? That ocean is called the Pacific Ocean. Bring it up here. Pacific Ocean. It is the biggest ocean on the planet. Here it is. Okay, here's the Pacific Ocean. On one side is the United States. Here's California. Here is Los Angeles, San Francisco. Zoom out here. Here's Mexico. Here's some other states up here. Here's Canada. On the other side of the Pacific Ocean, we have South Korea, Japan, Philippines, New Guinea, Australia, New Zealand. It's a humongous ocean, right? We call it the Pacific Ocean. Ferdinand Magellan called it that. He was the first person to call it the Pacific Ocean. And also, just really quick, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean right here, here's Hawaii. Here's our last state, Hawaii. But anyway, Pacific Ocean. Okay? So, he gave the Pacific Ocean its name. Very interesting. So today we talk about the Pacific Ocean. That's what it's called. It's the biggest ocean on the planet. Who gave it its name? Ferdinand Magellan. All right. So looking at these things here, what you are going to do is you're going to decide, is my traveler a hero or a villain? Is he somebody that we should respect and celebrate? Should we tell people to, really appreciate this person? Should we tell them to celebrate this person? Or are they a villain? Somebody that we should not celebrate, right? Somebody that we should look at saying this person was a bad person. We should not look up to them, okay? There's no right answer to this. I want you to tell me what you're feeling, okay? To circle one of these two here, hero or villain, you're going to go up here to shapes. So I click on this little button here that says shape. Click on it. I put my cursor over the shapes button. I'll put a circle. Circle whichever one you think. If you think hero, you'll circle the hero word, or villain, circle the villain word. Okay. If you don't like that this is not see-through, if this is selected and there's these squares around it, you can go up here to fill color, transparent, and there it is. Okay. There's your circle. So you can choose either hero or a villain, and then you're going to tell me why. Okay, I'm going to give you a reason why you might think he's a hero. My traveler is a hero because he went all the way around the world for the first time. Also, he named the Pacific Ocean, which is a very important ocean today. Okay, so we might think he's a hero because he went all the way around the world for the first time, right? He also named the Pacific Ocean, which is a very important ocean today. Okay, I'm going to delete this here. That's an idea for why he might be a hero. Okay, let's think about why he might be a villain here. Okay, I believe my traveler is a villain because he owned slaves and murdered people who didn't follow Christianity. Okay, so I believe my traveler is a villain because he owned slaves and murdered people who didn't follow Christianity. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which one to believe. I want you to make your own decision on what you feel. Okay, this is the last slide. This is the last day of our European Traveler project. When this is all done and you are ready to turn this in, before you turn it in, okay, before you log off for the day, make sure you go back to Monday's work, Tuesday's work, Wednesday's work, and Thursday's work. Make sure that it's all ready to go, that you're confident in your work, and then turn that in. Okay? Just to give you a little heads up, we will start talking about some of these new towns, these new colonies that these travelers created. Once they landed in North America, we're going to start talking about the colonies that they created, the little towns, the people that live there. And then that's going to kind of lead into how the United States was created. Okay, I know that's very far down the road. We're going to start talking about the United States probably in about April or May, but we're going to start kind of getting into that right away in January. Some of those towns that kind of shot up, some of those little cities that started to come into existence. So make sure that this project is done at your best ability. Remember, I am always available at 10:05 for office hours. If you have any questions, otherwise, any questions, please let me know.